everyone, welcome back to FG Fitness. Alright guys, I hope everyone is doing well, and it's another exciting week and I'm very excited too. The prep is almost over, so there's one more week left. So before we get this video started, if you guys are excited just like I do and want to see my physique at the end of this transformation, make sure to go and like this video down below. And let's go. This week diet is very crazy. It gets harder and harder, but that's the best thing about it. So this week diet was very low carb diet. Just like I always do, I always keep track of my diet, weekly diet, so I can share it with you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and show you my diet for this week. So starting from the breakfast, it's a slight change from last week. However, this week breakfast, it's a 2 whole egg. That's a 156 calories, 10 grams of fat, 1.2 grams of carbs, 12 grams of protein. And I take that with another 2 white eggs. That's a 34 calories, 0.2 grams of fat, 0.4 grams of carbs, and 72 grams of protein. That's for my breakfast, and I just like I said last week, I take it with coffee, black coffee, no sugar, not mixed with anything. And that's it for my breakfast. Moving on to pretty much my snack meal, and it has been changed. I used to take eat a banana for my snack, but changing now, I take 1 serving of whey protein. That's a protein shake for my snack meal, and that's 120 calories. That's 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 24 grams of protein. And that's my snack meal. Moving on to the lunchtime. So the lunchtime is very crazy for this week. However, my lunchtime, which is my third meal, it's a 50 grams of pasta. That's 174 calories, 0.7 grams of fat, 37.5 grams of carbs, and 7.5 grams of protein. I take that with 50 grams of mixed vegetables. That's pretty much pepper and onion, and that's 32 calories, 0.1 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. And I also take that with 100 grams of tuna. That's 116 calories, 0.8 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 25 grams of protein. And we're not done yet, so I also take it with 200 grams of chicken breast, pure chicken breast. That's 330 calories and 7.2 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 62 grams of protein. And that was it for my third meal. Moving on to my, you consider it as a snack too, but it's pretty much my fourth meal is a 300 grams of chicken breast, just chicken breast. I didn't take it with anything, and that's 495 calories, 10.8 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 93 grams of protein. And that's my fourth meal. Moving on to the fifth meal, and which is my pre-workout meal, and it's the same as my third meal, which is 50 grams of pasta, 50 grams of mixed vegetables, 100 grams of tuna, and 200 chicken breast. It's the same. So I go to training, and then I come back and I take another protein shake, but I don't mix it with any beverages. I just I mix it with water. So I take 1 whey protein serving, that's 120 calories, 1 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 24 grams of protein. And that's my post-workout protein shake. Moving on to the meal, it's a 1 can of tuna, that's 194 calories, 1.3 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 43 grams of protein. And I take that with 200 grams of chicken breast, that's 330 calories, 7.2 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 62 grams of protein. And that was it for this week diet. Just like I'm always gonna do, I'm gonna calculate the total for you guys. So here comes the total. The total per day for calories, it's 2,753 calories, 49 grams of fat, 94 grams of carbs. So if you pay attention, my first week was low carb, but it was around 126 grams of carbs. Last week was a high carb week, which it was 170, 180 grams of carbs. But this week is we going down to a low carb week, which is this week is way lower than the last 2 weeks, which is 94 grams of carbs. And since fat and carbs are very low, we gotta make sure our protein intake are very high, which is this week protein, it's 460 grams of protein per day. And that was it for this week diet. Things are gonna get more complicated next week since it's the last week. So let's move on. Here comes the good part. It's training time. And so this week, I love training this way. However, if you guys watched my last week video was training pretty much, it was a very high volume, lifting heavy as much as possible, trying to mix out and max out in most of exercises. However, we try to take advantage of last week training and try to implement it in this week training. Mix it with a couple things since this week it's a low carb. However, one more thing, I'm not really sure if I said it in the last week video, but last week training, I was trying to hit every muscle group twice a week. So in every session, I was doing multiple, from 3 to 4 muscle groups, in a way that I make sure I cover all muscles twice a week by the end of last week training. But in this week, I'm doing every muscle group individual so I can focus on developing that part in the day, just to make sure it make it full, focusing on having the mind connections between my mind and the muscles, so we can develop it way better than before. However, in this week training, what I did, I usually, so let's say like in chest day, I do a warm-up. Obviously, like every day I do a warm-up. However, my warm-up for this week, let's say like on chest day, I warmed up right here with bench press. That's a plate, a 45-pound plate on every side. And as you can see here, everything is controlled. It's make sure your muscle or pretty much your chest packs are like warm. The blood flow goes pretty fast through the muscles. You want to make sure you warm it up properly. And I superset it with machine fly here, in a way with bench press and supersetting with flies. You hit every part of the chest, so you're ready to go to the next exercise and work out properly. However, for this week training, let's say like I'm gonna mention everything about chest, but so let's say chest, you have 3 parts. You have upper chest, you have middle chest, and lower chest. So for every part, you do one heavy exercise and another exercise that it's a superset. So I'm gonna show you here. So if you see here on my left, let's say this is an incline press machine for upper chest. So that was I did this for like the heavy exercise. I did 3 plates on each side for 4 reps. It wasn't that much, but the thing is, you trying to focus heavy as possible. You try to focus as much as possible too. And that was it. Like for the heavy exercise, moving on, for the same part, you do another set, which is a superset. And as you can see here, I did a superset of dumbbell press, incline dumbbell press. and I superset it with incline dumbbell flies. So that makes sure you put so much pressure with heavy weights on that part, and then you move it. We're trying to stretch it out. Make sure to have the muscle tissues expand as much as possible, so that way it grow bigger. Alright, and the same thing for the middle chest. I did 2 exercises, one heavy exercise and one superset, and then the same thing for lower chest. And that's the same thing for every other part of the body. Just like legs, you have quads, front quads, hamstrings, side legs, everything. Same thing with arms. You have inner bicep, outer bicep. You have inner head and triceps, outer head and triceps, so everything. So that's the way I trained this week. And alright, we almost over. It's cardio time, and my cardio for this week hasn't changed pretty much. It's the same thing as last week. However, on a Stairmaster, I'm trying to hit up a straight 40 minutes. No more, no less. It just, the one thing that has changed about cardio this week, that as of now, since the beginning of this week, I used the sweat belt. You put it around your waist, and that's help you to sweat a lot more during cardio in that middle section, so you could fast process the way of losing fat around that area. And that was the only difference about this week cardio. Other than that, cardio every day. I do cardio 2 times of the superset that I showed you last week, and 3 times of 40 minutes on the Stairmaster. And that was it for this week. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for next week's video. It's gonna be the last video of this prep, and to see me how I look after this prepping for a whole month. However, if you guys would love to support me and support my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends and family, whoever would like to watch me. And also, my Instagram and my Facebook is up here. If you guys have any questions about dieting, workouts, supplements, anything, feel free to follow my social media, send me direct messages, and I will get back to you.